Aquarius, let's start with your reading. Today, we are going to look into the energies around you at the moment, and then we will take a look into the events coming up for you in the next 12 months. Let's start with your main energy. Okay, your first message today is, I'm unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. And right here, I see that you're ready to bring a change in this new upcoming year. Right here, you're wanting to change something within you, within your strategy and your approach when it comes to specific situations and specific people. Right here, we see a shift. You wanting to do things differently and to focus on yourself more than you have in this past year. This card really reminds me of that image that we hear about whenever we fly, and they tell you if someone right next to you needs your help to put on the mask, you make sure to put the mask on yourself first. And so right here, this is exactly what we're seeing. You deciding to not give too much of yourself to people who maybe do not deserve it after all. There is a change in approach here, which will bring a change in outcome as well. So let's see what this message is about, and let's start with your reading. We see it right away, and it's beautiful. Oh my God. We see it with the first two cards, both of them. Okay. Yep. Wow. You are absolutely determined to do this. Oh my God. Okay. So, first of all, we see Eight of Cups and Six of Swords. And what you're saying here is, Dash, I'm out of here. You start the week with some major determination, and you're ready to do something that perhaps you have been wanting to do for a while, but didn't find the strength to. With this energy, you're ready to go through some serious growth, which means that you're willing to do what you need to do, even if it hurts. I feel that you got to a point when you decided that you wanted to love differently. There is something that you're changing within you here, which is actually the result of many disappointments and something that can deeply change the situation around you. We'll see what that is. But for now, you're wanting to move away from perhaps the idea of love in general, from relationships, connections, the idea of sharing and depending on someone, and you want to focus on yourself right now. You might be also doing this in order to counterbalance a period of time where maybe you haven't focused on yourself enough and ended up losing yourself in a very powerful connection. Now, you have outgrown a situation, and you might be feeling as though the only way to keep growing and find yourself again is by detaching from this person, detaching from this past, detaching from a pattern. And it's not easy, but you feel right now that it's necessary. You're looking ahead with the Six of Swords and the Eight of Cups as well. And right here, you know that it's not going to be an immediate transition, but you know that long term is going to be much better for you. Your strength right now is in the fact that you're not ignoring your feelings. You know that they're still there, but you're not letting them dictate your actions anymore like they did perhaps in the past. And this change within you might actually bring some major developments in your environment. We'll see where the Six of Swords and Eight of Cups is going to take you when we clarify. But as we were saying, This is a process. In the heart of the reading, we have the King of Swords, the Hermit, and Temperance. There might be a little bump in the road. Something comes in. You are going to see something or hear some new information from this King of Swords, and all of a sudden, memories will resurface. And it might make it harder for you to stand your ground right here. You know, when your heart is doing its own thing, it's hard to control it at times. And I see that you are going to feel the need to look back, to perhaps talk about something all of a sudden. And maybe you're once more becoming vulnerable when it comes to certain thoughts and memories. Your heart is starting to come out of your chest. It's definitely a conflict in between the heart and the mind, of course. Right here, you just wish you could reverse the spiral. A spiral that always brings you back to the past or always brings you back to a pattern that we said earlier you're wanting to move away from. You're just tired of it. You're tired of having the situation very clear in your mind, yet at times not being able to convince your heart that the right thing to do is to let go and just forget about it. When it comes to your mind, you're thinking, you know what? I created the idea of this person in my head, but that idea didn't really reflect in reality. How can someone really love you when they don't even make the effort to listen to me? When they don't even make the effort to listen to the person that they claim to love? I was with someone who would always make me feel that my efforts weren't enough, but at least I was trying and they weren't. And so what you're trying to do right now is to focus on reality and focus on what this person really showed themselves to be. And it takes effort and patience, because we often try to see in the other person what we want to see, what we need to see. And yet again, you want to reverse a spiral and get out of that process of creating something in your mind and then looking for confirmations in reality. You're thinking, when it came to really prove their love, to really make the effort in order to not let the situation fall apart, they barely did anything. And so if you and I do not exist, then I'm just going to learn to love you less. Or better, as we were saying earlier, you want to love differently. You now only want to fall in love with someone who actually exists. The interesting thing is that I see a lot of movement coming in for you, Aquarius. We have the Fool, but we have the Stand of Wands reverse right here. I feel that overall, you're going to find out soon that many people are actually interested in you, especially one. But for some reason, their image is coming up blurry, very hard to read. So we'll have to dig deeper into that message. But what's important to say now is that you're going to have many opportunities for love, but you're not really open to any of them right now. You're still, in fact, healing from this previous situation. And perhaps you still have questions, things that you cannot yet explain. You're overall in need for closure, but closure sometimes cannot come right away. It's like wanting to put a lid on a pot of boiling water. The lid doesn't want to stay on and you have to force it. You need for the temperature to cool down, for time to pass. And then when the both of you are ready to look at the facts, without that emotional factor, you'll be able to understand and explain what has happened and why it has happened. Also, one interesting thing is that when I try to look into the previous situation, I see a ton of messages from you. But as far as the other person, to be honest, so far I get nothing. It's like they have built a fortress around them and nothing comes out of it. We'll look later into what's going on with this person when we start clarifying the energies. But for now, I can already tell you that this fortress, these thick walls, are placed there to guard something vulnerable inside. And I also wonder if that blurry person we mentioned earlier might in fact be this one. There is something beautiful, validation, confirmation, someone fighting for you. The energies are changing for you, Aquarius, and we need to see where they're going to take you in the next year. So let's start with clarifying all the messages, Aquarius. Let's see, first of all, what is going to happen at the end of the month, beginning of next month, in order to understand how to best handle this bump in the road. Let's see what this person is truly thinking and what their feelings are when it comes to this situation, what's hiding behind that fortress. But let's also see what you should look forward to when it comes to love, Aquarius, now that you decided to love differently, and how your own personal journey is going to evolve in the next 12 months. If you want to dive deeper into the messages, Aquarius, just follow me in the extended reading link below in the description box. Also, don't forget that every single week, I randomly select viewers who have watched the extended video to offer them a 100% free, personal, 30-minute live reading. I send out emails every Monday morning to confirm. Please make sure to check out your spam folder as well. Now, stay tuned for the extended preview coming right up after this. Welcome back to your extended reading, Aquarius. The bridging energy taking us from this current situation, from the end of the year to the beginning of next year and the upcoming events, is the Four of Cups. And obviously, right here, we see someone who's starting to truly understand that you have completely detached, that you're not waiting on them, and that in fact you are moving on and they're not happy about it. Regardless of the fact that you are giving them concrete examples to show them that you are not there anymore, waiting for them, available to them, or just energetically they're picking up on it. And right here with the Four of Cups, they suddenly realize that they have missed out on a huge opportunity right now. And they are starting to feel the need to come forward. Now, we are not saying that this person is the one that you should consider for your future, but at the same time, this moment, this bump in the road is going to really define everything that comes next, depending on how you react to it. And it's very important to understand what this Four of Cups and King of Swords energy is bringing into your life in the next few weeks, actually, in order to understand how your journey is going to evolve. And so let's immediately, Ten of Cups, beautiful energy. Let's immediately focus on those two cards, and then we will see how your journey is bound to evolve in the next year. Let's start by clarifying the Four of Cups and the King of Swords. The Hierophant, and I had the Hierophant right here as well. This is going to be a big temptation, but yes. Okay. So why is this important to talk about right now? What we're seeing right here is some